When I first started looking at robot vacuums, the biggest thing that kept me from hitting buy was the endless parade of pictures that make the unit look like a sleek piece of future tech, only to find it struggling on a real-world rug or missing the cat hair under the couch. I've heard from so many friends that they end up with a machine that looks great on the Amazon page but barely empties the dustbin after a week of use. If you're anything like me, skeptical, a little impatient, and desperate for something that actually delivers on the promise of hands-free cleaning, you'll want to hear this first. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. The Roomba 705X tries to solve those exact pain points. It's marketed as a vacuum and mop combo with a self-emptying dock, heated wash mopping, and AI-driven obstacle avoidance. That sounds like a lot of engineering for the price, but the real question is whether all that technology translates into a cleaner floor and fewer interruptions for you. I spent 2 weeks actually setting it up in a 3-bedroom house with hardwood, a low-pile rug in the hallway, and a little Labrador that loves to shed. Here's how it played out. First off, the setup isn't the nightmare some other robots try to hide. The dock is a single unit that you plug into a wall outlet, and the app walks you through Wi-Fi pairing in under 5 minutes. The real trick is the auto-wash feature on the dock. You place the mop pad in the tray, add a splash of cleaning solution, and the dock's rollers spin to agitate the pad while a hot air dryer dries it after each cycle. That means you don't have to pull the mop off, rinse it, and wait for it to dry, something I find genuinely useful after a quick morning spill. The dock also holds a bag that can store up to 75 days of debris, so I rarely had to touch the dustbin at all. Now, the vacuum part. The 705X boasts 175 stronger suction compared to earlier Roomba models, and I could feel the difference the first time it tackled my Labrador's fur on the living room rug. The suction was strong enough to pull a clump of hair into the bin in one pass, which is a big deal for pet owners who are used to seeing the brush roll get clogged after a single session. The LiDAR sensor, Clearview Pro, builds a detailed map of each floor and then plans the route, so the robot avoids repeatedly cleaning the same strip of hardwood. In practice, that meant it finished a full house run in about 70 minutes, compared to the 90+ minutes I was getting from older models. The mop function is where the conversation gets a little more nuanced. The power spin roller does a decent job on light stains, think coffee rings on the kitchen tile or a smudge of toothpaste near the bathroom sink. It's not a heavy-duty floor scrubber, but the heated mop adds a bit of extra drying power that prevents water spots on hardwood. I tested it on a deliberately sticky pancake spill on the laminate kitchen floor. The robot went over the area twice, and the stain was mostly gone, but a faint residue remained that required a quick hand wipe. If you're hoping for a robot that can replace a traditional mop entirely, you'd be disappointed, but for daily maintenance of light messes, it does the job without you having to grab a mop and bucket. A major strength is the precision vision AI for obstacle avoidance. The robot uses a combination of cameras and infrared to recognize cords, socks, pet toys, and even the occasional Lego brick. During my test period, it successfully navigated around a tangled extension cord without stopping, and it paused politely when my dog trotted in front of it, resuming once he stepped aside. That level of awareness reduces the chance of the robot getting stuck, which is a common source of frustration with lower-priced models that simply bump into everything. On the flip side, the biggest hidden trade-off is the reliance on the self-emptying bag. The 75-day capacity is impressive, but the bag is a proprietary system that you must purchase from iRobot. When the bin finally fills, the robot alerts you via the app, and you need to replace the bag. The cost of the bags adds up over time, roughly $15 for a pack of 3, so if you're budgeting tightly, that recurring expense is something to factor in. Additionally, the mop pad itself is also a consumable. While you can wash it, the pad degrades after about a dozen washes, meaning you'll need spares. Another practical weakness shows up when you have very high-pile rugs or thick carpets. The 705XS suction, while strong, can't fully lift dense fibers, so it tends to leave a faint layer of dust on those surfaces. In my home, the hallway rug was low-pile, so the robot performed well, but I'd advise anyone with plush shag rugs to set realistic expectations or consider running a traditional vacuum on those areas periodically. Battery life is respectable. After a full charge, the robot can